Let's take a look at our Act 1 map and have a chit-chat about how to silent. How do you Ascension 20 silent? Silent's a difficult character to get going on Spire's highest difficulty. She's got the lowest starting damage of any character with just 5 strikes and 1 neutralize in a 12 cards starting deck. Really puts her at a serious disadvantage in terms of damage per turn compared to the other characters. Not only does that mean that she needs damage cards more often, but she'll draw them less frequently thanks to the larger starting deck. And that can give Silent some really challenging times against damage checks in Act 1, particularly the Gremlin Knob, the Lagavulin, those 2 elites that both do a lot of damage if you don't end their combats quickly. And the bosses Hexaghost and Slime Boss. We're looking at Hexaghost right here. Both of those bosses are essentially damage checks. For Hexaghost, you have to do 250 damage to a single target in about 9 turns. For the Slime Boss, you need to be able to do about 75 damage to the Slime Boss in 3 turns. And then there's a second phase after the Slime Boss splits that you'll have to deal with, which is also a challenge. In both cases, we need to make a priority to figure out ways to dramatically improve the damage of the starting deck. And for Silent, that usually means one of 2 things. Scaling her physical attacks by adding better versions of attack cards, and there's a large number of decent attacks on Silent, as well as keeping an eye out for the card Terror, which can apply Vulnerable, and looking out for relics that can give us Strength. There's unfortunately no Silent cards that give us Strength, so getting Strength on Silent is a iffy proposition at best, but it does happen, and it's quite good if it does. The other option is to acquire skill-based damage, usually poison, which is damage over time and is particularly good at dealing with big single targets like the Act Boss Hexaghost. So we should keep our eye out for poison here too. Love it, Jedit. Jedit says, what's the difference between a nuclear test site and a nude beach? One's Bikini Atoll, and the other doesn't have a Bikini Atoll. Ash Claire, thanks you so much for 6 months of support. Pure uncut maple syrup, the baker's dozen. Maple syrup says, thanks for all the great runs. Have I ever played Spirit Island? Originally a board game with an excellent PC version. Card-based and very puzzly. I feel like I've played that once, the board game version. Let me take a look here. Spirit Island. No, I've not played Spirit Island. I think you have a different game. Not so bad, Andy says, Silent is my Achilles heel, because I always want to go for Shiv builds. They are very fun. But they in particularly on A20, Shiv builds are a real struggle to make work. I think I have maybe more of a distaste than some other Silent players for Shiv or card spam type builds. I perceive the end game of Spire as a big obstacle to such builds, particularly if you're going for an Ascension 20 Heart Run. Then you have a 2/3 chance of encountering Time Eater. Awaken one can be a problem too, as well as a guaranteed battle against the heart, where you've got to deal with Beat of Death, 2 damage per card, 3 damage once the fight lasts long enough. It can be really difficult to justify the card Blade Dance, particularly Blade Dance Plus. That's 5 cards in 1. So to do all of the damage of Blade Dance requires you must take 10 damage from Beat of Death against the heart, or requires you must spend half of an entire turn against Time Eater. It's almost a completely unviable card in both of those fights for those reasons. Now you can change that by getting enough block per card. A couple of copies of Afterimage can work, so can the Kunai or an Ornamental Fan. But in the absence of those things, the card is just not efficient against the endgame bosses. Yeah, just get 2 copies of the same rare card. Easy. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Could maybe be convinced to take a curse for a rare card and then remove the curse here at that early shop. I'm much more inclined, however, to remove a card as our starting bonus. I guess I would remove 1 strike? Question mark? Or do we remove a defend here? Squints angrily at the Spire. Not sure how I feel about defend remove as the starting play on Silent. I feel like I'd rather remove a strike and just add more damage cards. Flygon 331, thanks for 30 months. Here's hoping it's a lucky day. One's got a prism and then a feel no pain. That's a way to make Shivs block. I like it. Okay, I'm going to go with remove 1 card here. The argument for removing a strike is that it's better in the long term. Silent has many ways to make the defense good. Ultimately, most Silent runs want to get rid of all their strikes. The argument for removing 1 defend is that we do need the strikes right now in order to win the early fights, like Jawworm, and then for our matchup against the Gremlin Knob Elite, we do want 1 more attack. Hoping for more damage seems speculative. Well, let's mark out our path here. So, anything on the right side is going to require to fight either an Elite before the Fire or the Burning Elite. That looks pretty iffy. This is also a guaranteed 5 combats in a row, that's interesting. That's probably actually what I'm going to do over here, is deliberately take 5 combats in a row. Something I think the Silent is particularly good at. Although it does really depend on your first 3 cards. And we could opt into events if we get good fights. So there's optionality. Gotta love optionality. From there, I'd like to upgrade and fight an Elite, I'm thinking. From here, we could fight one of these 3. This one makes the most sense, because then we can go to the shop if we want to. Or not. Again, optionality. If we somehow lost our money or found a random shop earlier than that. That gets us 2 Elites. I think that's the most that's viable, right? That's literally the most possible. Elites are, generally speaking, the thing I'm looking to prioritize the most in my Act 1 path. The 2 most important things in Act 1 are rest sites and Elite nodes. Those Elites give you lots of money to work with, and of course, the all-important relics. Accumulating a lot of relics is almost essential to getting an Ascension 20 heart win. You're going to need to get lots of bonuses if you want to have a reasonable chance of succeeding. I think we ought to take the 2 here. Jawworm is not a fight you want to skip damage against. Jawworm is a rude dude. So the benefit of removing that 1 strike is that we'll draw the Neutralize and Survivor more frequently, which is good in some situations, but not all. Definitely not all. Oof, that is a spicy Jawworm. Please cease your assault, sir. Oh no. The assault is only beginning. I guess I'll just block 3 times. Here we go. Spooky fight. Wow. Where's my damage? Hello? 4 more, and then we're good next turn, though. That's just how Jawworm be sometimes. Okay, and the first attack card we're offered is a Sucker Punch, which I think we'd be well advised to take. Although with a strike removal, the escape plan is definitely more valuable. We really do need to get some immediate impact into the deck, as shown by that Jawworm fight. Nofziger says, is there any character that likes Act 1 elites more or less than the others? I would say that the Watcher definitely likes Act 1 elites more than the others, because she has, generally speaking, an easier time dealing with them, thanks to her higher damage output. Although, be wary that the 3 Sentries fight is really nasty for the Watcher if you don't pick up a area damage card or Bowling Bash. So the Sentries is, by default, Watcher's worst matchup of the elites. An easy one to fall victim to. I'd say overall she has the easiest time. Ironclad often can do a decent job as well, thanks to just a higher health pool and getting the healing from the starting relic. Silent and Defect have a little bit of a worse time. Both of them in particular fear the Gremlin Knob, gaining strength with every skill played and really just requiring that you do 90 damage in 3 turns. Both the Silent and the Defect really struggle to do that. Welcome, by the way, Zeknar and Raiders. Hope your runs have been going very well. Zeknar is an incredible Slay the Spire streamer, just showing everybody how it's done on the Defect with an incredible performance for A20 Silent. If you're looking for some highly analytical, thoughtful play of Silent, I really recommend Zeknar's channel. We're taking that Sucker Punch, by the way. Our second fight should be more generous than the first one. Hopefully this isn't 2 slimes that are attacking for 18 on turn 1. Good. That said, not quite an ideal draw. Again, definitely feeling the strike remove currently. Okay, strike, Sucker Punch kills. This works too. Okay. Only took 1 damage this fight. Much better than the Jawworm. And as we improve the deck, we'll find that the amount of damage we take in each combat starts to fall off a cliff. Ooh, an early Eviscerate can lead to a very, very effective run. Just Eviscerate's one of my favorite early game silent damage cards. For 3 costs, this deals 21 damage, which makes it a very good dense damage card. You just spend your whole turn, you deal 21. As you get more ability to draw and discard cards, Eviscerate gets much more interesting, eventually becoming just a free, incredibly powerful attack. Love it. It's also a very good upgrade, upgrading for 6 additional damage, 2 per hit. Super take Eviscerate, and from here we can take just about any draw/discard effect we see. Oh, here you guys are. It was 1 more fight away, of course. Of course. Although we actually do just fine, thanks to Eviscerate. I knew they were coming for me. I called it. Get out of here. Easy. Key Monster says, Hologram Eviscerate doesn't work. Oh, I remember something about that. I remember that being a weird interaction. Probably want to take the first area damage card we see here. Dagger Spray is also a good first upgrade. Maybe 1 event, 1 combat? Wasn't Cultist first. Yeah, re-entering your hand causes the price to reset. That's odd. Very odd. Alright. We're going to take 2 more combats. The hard pool of Act 3 can be really scary. What I mean by that is, in Slay the Spire, your first 3 combats in Act 1 are from what's called the Easy Pool, a set of encounters designed to be easily beaten by your starting deck. Beyond that, the 4th and subsequent enemy, whether that's an enemy you encounter in a question mark room or one that you just visited on the map, come from a harder set of encounters called the Hard Pool. And these guys are not to be messed with. About to be frail and then vulnerable too, huh? Oops. Excuse me, that was me. No. Okay, there we go. Streamer mode back on. Nuffsiger says, do combats in question mark rooms count against your 3 easy fights? Yes. Yes. Also, in Act 2 and 3, there are only 2 easy pool fights rather than 3. So, Spike Slime will attack me next turn. Guaranteed. I can do 12. Bring it to 22, 19. So I can get it into Eviscerate kill range, but this will attack me for 11. If I hit the Fungi Beast, it's easier to kill, but we become vulnerable when it dies. Definitely wanted one of them to be attacking me this turn. Would have been much easier to deal with. But it looks like we just have to tank a hit to the face next turn, which is probably going to be the Fungi Beast. Right, because we either take 11 here or we take 15 because the Fungi Beast makes us vulnerable. So, yeah. Let's just kill you, take 11. I don't see a better way through this fairly nasty fight. But the more fights we win, the more the rewards for us, and the more effective our deck will become. Here's a beautiful, beautiful card, Calculated Gamble. You love to see it when you've got an Eviscerate in the deck. Calculated Gamble for free lets us discard our entire hand and draw that many cards again. And it's a beautiful way to make sure Eviscerate costs nothing. Especially if we can get multiple of them into the deck. Now, by default, Calculated Gamble is a one-time use card. It exhausts, but the upgraded version doesn't. So with an upgrade, we can use it multiple times. Man, only got 1 potion through all of that, huh? Wow. I absolutely am not going to be able to take these 2 elites. We didn't get strong enough. That's a problem. That is unfortunately a problem for us. So, what do I take here? I'm voting skip, personally. I don't like any of these cards very much. But both Cloak and Dagger and Quick Slash could theoretically benefit us, but neither of them is going to do a good job later on in this run. They will ultimately clog the deck and lead to a late-game death sort of situation. Catalyst could be a very important piece of the puzzle later, or even in this act, but I have no assurance that we're actually going to find poison. Centennier says, would Gamble be better or worse if it upgraded instead to discard any number of your cards in your hand, so you could keep one of them? That would be a very, very, very useful card in certain circumstances, particularly with Grand Finale, because you could then very precisely control what and how much it drew for you. But if it retained the one-time use effect, then that'd be interesting. Be a really good Strange Spoon card. If I'm already planning on avoiding this elite, which I think I should do, our option now might be we could go to the shop or we could continue to take combats, which I have mixed feelings about. Shop could help me find poison cards, certainly. There'll be 2 guaranteed skills offered. At this first fire, I'm going to upgrade Eviscerate. For sure, Z's here. It's going to be our first upgrade. This is such an important card for the late game. I don't usually blind take this card. It could make a... the payoff here could be by the time we reach Hexaghost, so I'm much more strongly considering it. And I am going to take it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's take that. Let's upgrade the Eviscerate. And like I said, what I'm not going to do is go for an elite right now. We only got 1 potion, and it's not a damage potion, which means I do not feel comfortable going into what could be a Gremlin Knob fight. We could do okay against the sentries. Lagavulin would also kind of stomp us in the face to death. We just don't have consistent enough damage output. We can't guarantee the Eviscerate gets cheap. It's not quite good enough. So let's take a different path here. Okay, hey, we could trade this Catalyst for a Relic. That's funny. That's funny. No, I think I'll trade this Speed Potion for a Relic. But, I like where your head's at, Ranwood. I like where your head's at. No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. What's the Relic? Strike Dummy. Okay, that's huge. Strike Dummy says our strike cards deal 3 additional damage. And that means we are substantially improved in our ability to do damage right now. There's also some very, very good cards here. Dash, Footwork, Poison, Stab. Wish we could afford the Apotheosis, but we're just shy. Could end up going to another shop. We don't have to, though. There's also Prepared to help with the Eviscerates. Oh man, many good options. Many, many good options. I don't even dislike the Cauldron, genuinely. That's sad. Poison Stab definitely feels like a good idea at the moment. I almost want to remove a strike, but because we found the strike dummy, it doesn't feel like a great idea. Maybe I'd better buy a potion. Actually, I think that's a really good idea. To make this elite more manageable, buying a potion's a great idea. Flex Potion is better than an Explosive Potion, given that we have a Dagger Spray. So I'll buy the Flex Potion. And then one of the cards, Dash, Poison Stab, or Footwork. Not the Fairy Nidjar. I think the Flex Potion will be better than the Fairy. And it's also quite a lot cheaper. 50 gold is not insignificant here. I think the Dash and the Footwork are a little bit better than the Poison Stab if we didn't have the Catalyst, but because we did pick up this Catalyst, and we do want to be able to beat Hexaghost, I am going to take the Poison Stab and the Flex Potion. That's going to be my purchases. Keep 68 of this gold. Find a Shuriken. Yeah, I didn't need Catalyst. You play 3 attacks in 1 turn, gain a point of strength. And do I take another fight before the elite? I am. I'm going to do that. See if we can get a second potion for this fight. Okay, this is a much easier combat, too. Or it would be if they weren't both attacking me. Rude. Not so bad. Andy says, do I ever replay seeds where I lost to see if I could have done better? I don't. No, I don't try to hindsight play too often in Slay the Spire. You can kind of lead yourself to false conclusions if you make decisions based on knowing a predetermined draw order or something. Man, what do? We've got Shuriken, Blade Dance, or Sneaky Strike Dummy. Both of these cards are actually quite good. I like the Sneaky Strike alongside the Eviscerate. And if we want to make the Eviscerate more effective, the Sneaky Strike will also become a free damage card. Now it definitely feels like the Catalyst was unnecessary. But, you know, the relics we could have found... Relics we found could have just as easily been Juzu, Bracelet, and Tiny Chest. And then we'd be making very different decisions here. This is tough. I like the Sneaky Strike more. Very slightly more. Yeah. So, plus 15, we can do better than that. This is the elite we most feared. I'm very glad we didn't fight him back here. With the Flex Potion and the Block Potion, we should be okay to deal with Gremlin Knob. We also got lucky that this knob has relatively low health, 86. A bit of a low roll on his part. Hate to break it to you, sir, but I'm absolutely going to calculated gamble to try to draw my Eviscerate right away. I could go Poison Stab Catalyst, but I'm not going to. Oh, you're lucky. Didn't find it. That's going to do 50 damage. Looks like we'll have to use the Flex Potion at a minimum here. Unless I draw... I don't know what I'd have to draw. Yeah. So, this does not do 39 damage. Gets kind of close. We can do 10, 10, 10. 30 or 30 this way. In either case, we get the kill by drinking the Flex Potion. Glad we bought that. We get a second Block Potion. And 10 more health. Talk about a net gain of hit points. Interesting. And an accuracy is here. Could have taken that Blade Dance. Concentrate. Interesting as well. That's a way to make Eviscerate free, or to make Sneaky Strike discounted. But Concentrate really requires you to have a lot of cards in your hand before it's any good. I think this is a skip from me. Oh yeah, we can definitely upgrade. Honestly, I was already comfortable upgrading since we're fighting Hexaghost. But even more so now. Slotmathies, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. Guess we'll go this way now. Get the upgrade before the fight. Next upgrade is... Calculated Gamble? Question mark? Or actually... No, I do want to take the fight first, so I have more upgrade options. Okay. Take this fight first. Punch, punch. It'll be 6-6. Block, block. Problem is, you're alive with 11? Sneaky Strike kills instantly, though. Eviscerate kills instantly, though. Or I could Poison Stab, take 4. And then definitely be fine next turn, no matter what. .20 health should be plenty to beat Hexaghost with. Okay, let's do this. We would have been fine. Get a Liquid Memories, letting us pull a card back from the discard pile. 3 cards that I don't think too highly of here. If we'd taken the Footwork, Deflect could be okay. But we didn't. We're looking for stuff that says draw a discard. None of this does. Daimodia says, my default upgrade is Neutralize. Is that bad? I would not say so. Neutralize upgrade, giving you an extra turn a weekend, is definitely helpful. but I think it becomes unnecessary once you pick up any additional weakness source. So now that we have Sucker Punch, the upgrade on Neutralize is less valuable. In fact, I might even be inclined to upgrade the Sucker Punch as it gets a bit more damage. Usually when I'm looking at what to upgrade, I look for the highest numerical increase per card play. So, looking at the upgrades in this deck, for example, Strike gets +3, Defend gets +3, Neutralize gets 1 damage and 1 turn a week. 1 turn a week is very valuable. Sucker Punch is 2 damage in 1 week. That's better than the Neutralize upgrade. Dagger Spray gets 4 damage, 2 times 2, and it applies to all enemies. So 4 damage to all enemies. Very, very high value upgrade. Sneaky Strike +4. Poison Stab +2, +1, which is kind of a +4. So by that logic, I'd probably want to upgrade the Dagger Spray next for that area damage, or maybe if we want to focus on the poison, I'll do something with the Poison Stab here. I guess we got to upgrade right now though. So what's my choice? Is it the Dagger Spray or the Poison Stab? How do I feel about Hexaghost currently? I'm not going to upgrade Catalyst until we find a second poison card at least. Well, kind of for because the poison applies per turn. So I do view that as a bit higher output. Mini Janitor says, would you normally suggest picking up a Catalyst before having any poison? No. No, because you may either not find any poison, and then you just have this useless card in your deck, or what happened to us was we just found really good relics that make the poison comparatively bad to attack cards, which is not what I was expecting to happen, but is what happened here. That said, preemptively taking a card can sometimes have a huge payoff. And if it fills a role that you're really looking to have filled in the deck, then it can be occasionally worthwhile. Could also upgrade the Calculated Gamble to make that reusable. I actually really want that for Hexaghost. Let's do that. Upgrade the Exhausting card. And then, do I want to go to the shop and remove a card here? I think I'll just keep the money for the next act. Go into a shop with like 300 or so. Well, well, would you look at that? Sneaky Strike perfectly kills the Sneaky Gremlin. Must be fate. Otherwise, I'm not exactly happy to see the 4 of these lads. The fat gremlins aren't too bad here. Fortunately, there's no wizard we have to worry about. And the shield gremlin isn't contributing much to the overall damage, but we're about to become weak and frail in the extreme. Feels like a good time for the block potion. Sapphic Mystery says, so should you get limit breaks before getting any strength? If you've already got, say, a bunch of sword boomerangs and cards that go with the strength, or if you could really capitalize on the strength once you got it, then it can be worthwhile. But otherwise, I would say, generally speaking, no. Don't grab a limit break with no strength. Don't grab like capacitor with no orbs. Don't grab catalyst with no poison. Montague, thanks so much for 6 months. Like to know I'm not the only one who just does the swap without looking at the map. I usually advocate looking at the map, but sometimes I'm just in the mood for something different. And in that situation, I say, just do it. Feel No Pain with no exhaust, also less advisable, although Feel No Pain's a bit of an exception because there are enemies, of course, that add cards that exhaust. For example, the 3 sentries in Act 1, they add dazes. Those dazes exhaust. And that's where the Ironclad really gets to be secretly OP. Is because he gets to interact with cards that enemies add. Same goes for Evolve. You don't need cards that add statuses for Evolve to be useful. You just need to fight an enemy that adds statuses. So when it comes to Ironclad in particular... Ooh, we're going to upgrade that Prepared instead of what we're going to upgrade before, too? Nice. Just completely forget that we added a Catalyst. So when it comes to Ironclad, a Blind Feel No Pain can be totally worth it if you're fighting Slime Boss, for example, because you're guaranteed to be added slimes, and those slimes exhaust. Same goes for Evolve, Fire Breathing, Combust. A lot of conditional Ironclad cards that can be useful once you know at least one fight where they'll be good. Second Dagger Spray actually pretty good with the Shuriken here, but not as good as a Prepared is going to be. Prepared with an upgrade becomes Draw 2, Discard 2, and now our Sneaky Strike and our Eviscerate should be a lot more reliable. Fluffy Sapphic Mystery asks, do bosses become stronger after Ascension 15? Yeah, there's one more upgrade to them at Ascension 19. Bosses have more challenging movesets and abilities. And that causes bosses to, in general, gain more strength when they buff, as well as add more status cards when they add status cards. For example, Hexaghost here adds 2 burns with their basic attack instead of 1. And that means you get a lot more burns during this fight, which can be really nasty. All right, we got a pretty lucky turn 1 there. They're Prepared immediately paying off, helping that Sneaky Strike be free. Hey, we even get to use the Catalyst meaningfully here. By the way, speaking of this boss, something that many new players to the game do not know is that the Hexaghost on turn 2, this ×6 attack with all the flames lit, this is based on your current health. It's called the Divider attack, and it deals 1/6 damage for every 12 complete hit points you have. +1, or what's the exact formula? Hexa? Is that it? That's right. There's the formula in chat for you, expressed a bit more mathematically, knowledgeably. But the gist of it is that this boss attacks you for more damage the more health you have. If you're going into this fight by resting up to full health, you may be familiar with looking at 6×6, 7×6, or even 8×6 from this attack. And the answer is, you've got actually too much health. Try having less health. Once this initial attack is over, Hexaghost deals really little damage. It's kind of sad, actually. And that means it's your opportunity to dish out the punishment. I'm going to play the third attack here. Definitely like to think of this fight as a damage race. You have about 9 turns. After that initial attack, each of these flames will light up at a rate of once per turn. When all 6 flames are relit, you will die. Well, not necessarily. Hexaghost will use a move called Inferno at that point, which is not guaranteed to kill you, but I assure you it's going to hurt. What's the order here? 3 energy. So I can go Sneaky Strike, which is free, Dagger Spray, Eviscerate, and then Survivor at the end. Playing Survivor to make Eviscerate free would mean having 1 fewer card in hand to work with. Might have to use the Liquid Memories to win this fight. Living on 1? This attack does 18 damage. We have 14 plus 5 equals 19 effective health. So we live on 1 hit point here. Okay. None of the things that I could Liquid Memories will really change that. I could Liquid Memories Survivor block for 8 more, but I think we're better off using that on Eviscerate next turn to just win the fight. Didn't draw any burns. Actually looks like we get to keep the potion. How lucky. Don't forget to block twice. Well, this is about as close as it gets when it comes to Hexaghost fights. The burns will kill me. The boss will kill me. But not if the boss is dead. GG. Totally normal margin of victory. Love a Tools the Trade here. Tools the Trade says, start of your turn, draw 1 card, discard 1 card. Makes the Eviscerate and Sneaky Strike way more reliable. I'm just kind of wishing we deleted these 2 cards now. Look at the discard go. No way to gain poison or anything like that. Oh, speaking of deleting 2 cards. Could do that with Empty Cage. So, 3 fun choices here. Option A, Fusion Hammer. We gain 1 more energy per turn, but we can no longer upgrade cards, which is a bit of a downer. Upgrades are very, very important. In terms of becoming very efficient in Slay the Spire. You don't want to draw these starter cards for too much of the run. Wristblade could make free attacks cheaper. That applies to Eviscerate if we discard 3 cards. And Neutralize, but nothing else currently. The wrong guy, thanks for 8 months of support. Not hurting for energy yet. No, in fact, we'll hurt for energy even less if we remove some cards, because the more cards we remove, the more we can focus on just drawing the Eviscerate and the Sneaky Strike to deal damage effectively for free. So I really like the idea of dunking 2 cards, and though I'm not hugely the biggest fan of making it 2 strike removes, I am going to do that, I think. Remove 2 strikes here. I could actually just remove the 2 poison cards. How funny that would be. But, no, I'm going to remove 2 strikes. Keep the blocks for now. We can achieve some energy efficiency by upgrading our Tools the Trade. Yes, Valentian, Wristblade works with Eviscerate if it's free, or anything else that makes an attack card temporarily free, such as Madness, Mummified Hand, Bullet Time, creating an attack from an attack potion, anything like that. You'll get the bonus damage from the Wristblade. It's pretty cool. Kind of want to do this, but I know the Burning Elite is likely to kill me, so maybe this door. There's no escaping an early Elite here. Look, we can't avoid facing... Actually, no, I can just do this. Wait a minute. Oh, I can just do this. Hold on. No. Go here. Yeah. And then we can fight these 2 Elites after getting good upgrades. Do the devs know me? I played a run of Spire with Friends last year for the Pride with Friends charity event with, I believe it was Casey that played with us. So I've had a real conversation over voice chat with one of the 2 developers of Slay the Spire, and I've had a couple of emails, but nothing major, nothing more than they've talked to many thousands of other people. Is the VOD anywhere? Yeah, that should be somewhere on the archives at a minimum. Archives are sorted by date, so if you look for June of 2021, it'll be in there. And yes, I've also the devs have popped into the stream a couple of times with the Mega Crit Games account, so I know they have watched mine and many other Twitch streams for their game, which they've used to do things like find bugs, get feedback, or just have fun. By the way, Golio, thanks for 30 months, 3 metric years of support. So, why are we afraid of elites? We're afraid of elites because on 3 energy per turn, currently this deck can't reliably kill one of the 3 slavers on turn 1 without using liquid memories on Eviscerate or something. Or on Sneaky Strike, which can actually generate energy. That's funny. Didn't think about that use. Because we can't kill the Book of Stabbing quickly enough while blocking, our ability to mitigate damage from the elites is pretty low. I don't even feel that good about Gremlin Leader. Yeah, let's avoid elites for now. We can remove another card here, maybe buy a relic if we're lucky. But only if we're lucky. Alright, I'm starting to get convinced that hitting the back guy is correct in these fights. Show me the Eviscerate. Do it. Yes. Get him. Let me neutralize the front one. Take 8 here. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. Could use the Liquid Memories to block for the 8 if I wanted to, but I think this Liquid Memories has a far, far better use later in this act. Ouch. We got attacked again on turn 3, you stinky boy. I'm gonna defend and then gamble. See if we can get another block. Good. Damage prevented. But he might get away with my money. Thankfully not. Okay, we get all our money back. We get a potion drop. I knew I should have used the Dex potion there. Snat, thank you so much for 2 months of support. How the time flies. Had a good weekend. Did catch some fireworks from my backyard. Lots of celebrations going on around over the weekend here for the 4th of July, of course. Good time. Sapphic Mystery says, I've seen people not use the fruit juice potion immediately. Is that because it also heals for 5 hit points? The answer to that is because while the fruit juice is useful in what it does, you have the ability to use it at any time, and it's possible to find items later in the run that increase the benefit it gives you, such as the... Let's see, we have a... Is it exclamation point fruit juice or just juice? There's the clip. That clip kind of really summarizes why we or other players will occasionally not drink the fruit juice immediately, because you can improve the fruit juice with time. The juice is loose. I'm gonna go tools and gamble here. No Viscerate, huh? Bummer. It's a real bummer. Man. 30. We probably kill next turn. I don't like that we're taking 6. I'll use the skill potion. Perfect. Okay. I think we're mostly at this point looking for upgraded cards. Usually I've added 5 or so cards in Act 1, and if you've upgraded a few of them and gotten a couple relics, you should be performing decently here in Act 2. And that means we can be a bit more distinguishing about the cards that we add to the deck, or the cards that we remove from the deck. This poor strike dummy, man. Do I remove a block? I'm going to take one more strike out. The 3 birds. Make for challenging opponents here. These jerks will increase their strength every single turn, so you have to kill them quickly. Or else. Beautiful. Womp womp. Unfortunate. Dang it. Kill you and block. 6. This looks better. Keep you weak. We should be able to kill pretty swiftly as soon as we draw the Eviscerates. So Sneaky Strike, Gamble, Eviscerates. Not bad. Ooh. Here's a fun choice. Dagger Throw is actually useful. With the draw 1, discard 1 effect, it makes our Eviscerate even more reliable. What do you call it when the 3 bird people are sad? The Sulkists. Oof. What do you call them when they are really, really mad? The Hulkists. Is Agony good here too with Gamble Shuriken? I think so, Teutonic Knight. Agony is a self-duplicating card. One of the uses for the self-duplication effect is that you can discard the Endless Agony in lieu of a card you actually want to play on your turn. What if they're thirsty? The Gulpists. What do you call them when they feel like dancing? The Polkists. I am going to take this Endless Agony. The other option, of course, is Deadly Poison so that our Catalyst can do stuff. Who's our boss, by the way? Collector. I think we'll do just fine. What do you call them when they look like horses? The Cultists. Oof. Oof. All right, I really like what we see here in this shop. Some really juicy options. If you want to do the discard thing, Medical Kit can be important for that, letting you play status cards to delete them permanently. But what about Reflex? If this card is discarded from your hand, draw 2. And that is incredible. Alongside the amount of discards, particularly with Tools the Trait, that's really good. And with the upgrade, draw 3. Very good way to get more cards into our hand. Best Loser says, been watching a ton of the YouTube runs, kind of taught me how to play Defect. Got your first win as Defect the other day after I found the YouTube, and got your A1 win the day after. Congrats, Best Loser, and welcome. What a way to enter the chat. Have a seat, get cozy, and don't be afraid to ask questions if you've got any. Got a very question-friendly community here. Even if I don't directly address and answer your question, there's odds are somebody who's knowledgeable in chat who's more than willing to help out. Purity is also an interesting option when you've got a deck that's doing a lot of draw and discard stuff. You can use Purity to delete any cards that are unwanted. Although you really want to have a draw surplus before Purity is particularly good. I think we're just going to keep focusing on removals. I'm not going to remove Catalyst, but I am going to remove a Defend at this time. Keep that last strike for now. Alright, we're certainly going to upgrade Reflex. I'm probably going to upgrade Tools the Trade as well to make that free. And then with the Liquid Memories, I think we're good to fight this Elite. Not to fight the Burning Elite. That's crazy. In an abandoned temple, you find a giant book open, riddled with cryptic writings. Cursed Tome requires a sacrifice of 21 hit points. In exchange, you get one of 3 relics. The Enchiridion gives us a free power on turn 1. The Nilry's Codex allows us to add new cards to the draw pile. And the Necronomicon allows us to duplicate a 2-cost card. In this case, 2-cost attack, specifically. In this case, either Sneaky Strike or Eviscerate. It is always exactly 21 health for the Cursed Tome, no matter what your max HP is. You have to pay 1, 2, 3, and then if you're below Ascension 15, it's 10. So 16 below Ascension 15, and then 15 for the final hit, for a total of 21 on Ascension 20. Combos do I like most for Minimalist on Defect? Cool-headed, Claw is one of my favorites, or you can add a 5th card of your choice in there, but just a couple Cool-headeds and a couple Claws can go surprisingly far. Or better yet, Cool-headed Recursion Blizzard is another way to get there. Princess Haram, thanks for 14 months of support. Keep on keeping on. Given that we do benefit from the Necronomicon, and given that I can heal instead of upgrading the Tools the Trade, I think the Relic is better than the upgrade. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's read this book. What do you got? Book. So 1, 2, 3 plus 15, 21 hit points to get the Enchiridion. I get a free power card on turn 1. Honestly, that is the one that I wanted the most, I think. Well, Necronomicon would have been good too. But I'm very, very happy with that. And I'll rest for 22. So we essentially rested to gain the Enchiridion. And a boat thingy, 10 block on turn 1. One of my favorite relics on Silent. That gives me lots of confidence that this Elite should be manageable for us. So we'll do it. And lo and behold, it's the Book of Stabbing, and we got a free well-laid plans. Thanks, Enchilada. Gotta love a well-laid plan. That's huge. Oh boy. Discard the Stinky Poison stuff for now. Yeah, play this, play this. Cool, keep this. Ah! Okay, we're going to discard these. I'm just going to play 3 Defends this turn. I don't like it. Yeah, okay. Might let that get discarded too. Keep the Dagger Spray. It's going to be 7 times 4 now, which is very scary. Good. Neutralize and then gamble. Just discard the Endless Agonies so that they keep multiplying. I'll draw all of this and then one more card, too. Actually, no, I'll draw only exactly all of this. So this will be our exact hands. We can Eviscerate, Sneaky Strike, Defend, Survivor if we want to. Take 2. And now there's 4 Endless Agonies to be drawn through. Keep the Sucker Punch. I could Liquid Memories here. Actually, do I kill if I do that? Got 20 more. Bring to 45. 2 points of strength. Hold on, I need to use the calculator here. 20 plus. This does 11. And then Eviscerate is going to be 9 plus 3. 12 times 3, 36. So yes, if I use the Liquid Memories, we kill the Book of Stabbing right now. Or if I don't use the Liquid Memories, I take 2 damage, get a wound. We get attacked for 24 next turn. I think our odds are pretty good, actually, that we get to keep the potion if I do this. Math time. So we do 18, 666 plus 7 plus 18 plus 10 plus 1 point of strength, 2 points of strength. This will be 8 twice. 16 equals 69. Nice. Save the potion. Nicer. Tingsha's here. Whenever we discard a card during our turn, deal 3 damage to a random enemy and inflict tinnitus upon them. That's gonna be a lot of cards. We got a calculated gamble, we got a reflex plus, we got a prepared, and another prepared. I'll take another prepared. Yeah, I'll take another prepared. Get in here. We'll upgrade this card. We're gonna have a good time. Tinnitus. Oof. Oof. Ding ding. Apologies in advance for your ear holes. Okay, I guess we're focusing on the Guardian here. This thing to die. Figured that might happen. So 50 something. 56. No, 46, excuse me. We do 14 plus 33. 47. So we can kill this one. Can't get them both unless I use the memories, though. So memories to save 10 health is tempting. Actually, no, it's only 5 health. Never mind. Easy. Ding. And a block potion. Okay, we'll definitely be fighting the second elite, I think. None of these seem that good, not even the bullet time. We don't actually have that many cards that cost energy at this point. Although bullet time Sneaky Strike's a weird way to manufacture energy. Oh, what fortune. We were knocked unconscious. Groggy and with a throbbing head, we awaken to find ourselves thrown into the center of a massive stadium. Here, we have the opportunity to fight 2 fights. First up, the 2 Slavermans here, and then a follow-up against a Gremlin Knob and a Taskmaster. If we can take down both, we'll be rewarded with 2 relics, 100 gold, and a great sense of pride and accomplishment. And what could be better than that? Get him. Should discard this. Well done, weakling. The giant mock claps while he riles up the crowd with exaggerated gestures. It is time for the real challenge. And we're going to be fighting that challenge. I think this fight is almost always worth it. If you've been able to do anything of worth in Act 2, this fight is not that bad compared to, say, the elites of the Act. So you should be okay. Definitely want to focus on that Gremlin Gnorb first. Dish out as much punishment as we can. That means playing the strike over the sucker punch, as it does do more damage here. And we'd like to kill the knob by ideally next turn, but 2 turns from now is fine as well. Let's see, 10 times... It's the exact same situation. 14 plus 33. We said was 47. So, here's where the liquid memories could make a difference. Or I could just use the block potion. Using the block potion feels more reasonable here. Why do they say this is a powerful fight? It's still somewhat scary. Back when this event was originally added and the phrasing was there, it was 2 Gremlin Knobs instead of the Slaver and the Gremlin Knob. And that was far more intimidating. That was far more intimidating. It could also show up much earlier in the act, which was super scary. They've ultimately decided to tone it down. These players wanted the event to be more rewarding and less murderous. I can't say I blame them. But if it was 2 Lagavulins, one starting on the debuff turn, the other starting asleep, I kind of like that idea too, I feel like that'd be too much negative stats too quickly, though, ultimately. Oh, that was the wrong order. It's okay. Looking at chat. Smiley face. So we become vulnerable, but it matters not at all. Right. Tell me it matters not at all. Someone. Yeah, close enough. Maybe memories would have been better in retrospect. But look at these rewards. The bird-faced urn heals us 2 hit points whenever we play a power. We're getting a power for free on turn 1 of every fight, so that's pretty sweet. Gremlin Horn is an energy and a draw whenever an enemy dies. We're fighting a boss that summons minions. That's going to be good. And a Concentrate Plus, letting us discard 2 cards to gain 2 energy. Now, that's interesting. I'm not sure what use I have for that at the moment. I really need an Acrobatics Plus or an Expertise Plus for this to make any sense. Or another Reflex. But maybe I'll find one of those eventually. Let's pick that up. There's the Envenom we were begging for long ago. Against this fight of two, although traditional RPG logic says kill the healer before you can kill the fighter, in Slay the Spire, the opposite, I think, tends to apply here. You want to go for the Centurion first, since the Mystic is able to heal them both at the same time. Once the Mystic is killed, the Centurion gets rather angry as well. But if you kill the Centurion first, the Mystic is an easy victory. Tech needs an ice cream. The Jackster officially joining the list of channel cuties. All hail. A new entry to the list. Thanks for spending so much time watching the channel to Jackster. It takes truly a ludicrous amount to get to that 500k channel points. So I hope you enjoy having your name permanently enshrined beneath the stream. All hail. Hey there, Jeff. Hello and welcome. I try to do my best to strike a balance between speed and thoughtfulness in Slay the Spire. Difficult thing to do. So many things to keep track of in this game. But I hope you enjoy the heck. Here's some card draw. I hope you enjoy the heck out of the channel. Actually, wait, did I make sure I saved that correctly? Good. Minions! Lucky to get 1,000 cuts here. When we play a card, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Actually, don't mind if I do. Oh, perfect. Keep the concentrate? No, I'll keep the calculated gamble. Actually, no, because we're gonna get more card draw. Alright, let's see if this works. Beautiful. Oof. Ouch, sir. You wound me. Unfortunately. You wound me quite a bit. Not even with Liquid Memories can I kill the Grim Leader this turn, so I think our only reasonable play is double defend here. Probably gonna have to rest before the Collector. Hey there, Fluffy Mittens. That's a lot of waffles. Atomic Wanderer, thanks for 2 months. Let's go. Is there anything else that I can do on this turn to mitigate this egregious attack on our person? I don't think so. Must be prepared. Get him, Tingsha. Yeah. Good job. Easy. Alright, we get the Mummified Hand. Now when we play a power card, a random card in our hand will become free for the turn. Offered another eviscerate, a prepared, or a dash. I want 2 eviscerates. Maybe. We've had first eviscerate, yes, but what about second eviscerate? It still wounds me to think about how good this deck could be without the poison stab and the catalyst. That's so funny that it ended up being so bad. How do we block? I wish I could say that I upgrade Survivor and Backflip, and that's how we block. But right now our ability to block is very limited, and our blocking is mostly down to us killing the foe quickly enough, which means resting before Collector, so that I can hopefully not die immediately during this fight. I cannot believe our fortune with the Enchiridion, a second tools the trade during this of all fights. Excellent, excellent luck. Amazingly excellent luck. We also did quite a bit of damage on turn 1 here, which gives us some hope. Some hope. But yeah, blocking, not so easy. Can't even kill any of them this turn. That's the really painful part. Could try to Liquid Memories on this turn. Mostly note how, even with 8 cards in my hand, this Concentrate really doesn't let us do a whole lot. I could discard these 2, play all the remaining cards. Could Liquid Memories Reflex to draw more cards? That's a fun possibility for us. Then we could find our Calculated Gamble, which could do a lot of damage. We could also Liquid Memories the Eviscerate Plus, which lets me kill one of the Torch Heads this turn, guaranteed. Actually, that'd be a really good idea, because then I'm drawing another card. So I think that's what I'll do. Liquid Memories the Eviscerate Plus. Right now. So I think I want to go Eviscerate, Strike, Poison Stab, Dagger Spray. Get the bonus damage, then kill. We'll do it this way. Get the +1 strength, so this is 6 times 2, exactly kills that minion. Here we go. Discard these for the moment. Draw more cards. Discard some cards. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that actually looked a lot better. Only taking 5 damage instead of much more. But keep this Endless Agony. Sure. Really lucky to get a resummon at a Collector here. Let this one go. Dagger Spray, then Gamble. Dagger Spray, then Gamble. Not bad. You know, we actually didn't even need to rest. GG. Get him, Catalyst. What about Grand Finale? This is pretty close to a finale deck. Although I think the double Eviscerates are doing the job just fine. Burst? Burst works with Catalyst, with Backflip, with not Eviscerate, with Calculated Gamble. Some interesting possibilities there. Burst Gamble with Tingsha is particularly funny. Needs an upgrade to be very good, but with the upgrade it is pretty good. We're really going to struggle to block, though. Card duplication is adding further vulnerability to Time Eater and the Heart. And I'm a bit worried about that. Haven't found a lot of ways to block, as it turns out. Although this could also be, again, for those fights used on Catalyst. Okay, I'll take it. Seems like a pretty easy copy dripper to me. That gives us more energy every combat. Prevents us from resting at rest sites, but we are healing with the Birdface turn now, so I'm not as concerned about this. Other option would be Velvet Choker, limiting us at 6 cards per turn, full stop. Very bad with the discard engine we've got going. Or Tiny House, letting us obtain a potion, gain 50 gold, 5 max health, just a bunch of stuff in general. That's decent, but probably not as good as 1 energy per turn. Does this deck need energy? It wants to need energy. It needs card draw, is what it really needs. But if we get the card draw, the energy will really, really help. That's ultimately how I feel about it. Do you know that we offer channel memberships now? Support the channel directly here on YouTube for as low as $5 a month and get awesome perks like a custom badge and emojis. But most importantly of all, I'll do exclusive Q&As, uploading a video response only available to members, so you can hear your questions read in my buttery voice. Click the join button below this video to get started. Back to the video. We'd also take a Bouncing Flask or a Corpse Explosion. Let me go through the store here. I like that we get to look at a lot of card rewards. I think will be decent in fights. That actually might not be true at all. Deeply concerning. Against these 3 Darklings, we have to make sure they all die at the same time in order to win the fight. Easier said than done. Block. I could concentrate these two, play the strike. Actually, concentrate, agony, defend. Play the strike, let the Ascender's Bane go. This fight's always a little weird. Nice. Well, well, well. Secretly Toxic Egg. I think this is the first upgraded cards we've been offered, right? We didn't see any upgraded stuff in Act... just the Concentrate, I guess. Since we took the energy per turn, we don't need the outmaneuver. Piercing Wail is very, very good, letting us reduce enemy strength by 8 for 1 turn. But I think with the burst and the catalyst, we might want to consider an upgraded deadly poison here as a way to activate poison, as a way to kill late game bosses. Like, again, Time Eater and Heart is what I'm keeping in mind here. This does help against Heart, though. Take this deadly poison. Happy to see these three, although maybe not the Spiker. Got my Spiker answer ready. Double Eviscerate, huh? Can't quite. Or can I? And there's the acrobatics. Although a Dagger Spray Plus is tempting, we definitely want the draw discard. For so many reasons at this time. Here's some poison. Noxious Fumes is poison. Easy. Watch this Catalyst just be good now. Full health, by the way, with Copy Dripper. Transient's all about dishing out damage every single turn. This enemy escalates their damage constantly. But every time they take damage, their damage reduces by that amount. So you have to do combined damage and block together in the right amount. Starting at 40, then 50, 60, all the way up to 90 for the last turn on Ascension 20. Seems to be going well so far. I'm gonna burst that Catalyst. I'm gonna do it. Tech really wants a well-laid plans. Alright, maybe I won't. (52 minus 54 equals no incoming damage. Boop. Beautiful. Actually got Transient well below half health too, which indicates good signs for our overall damage output. I don't like that we don't have dexterity, but I will take one more backflip here. Not a second unupgraded deadly, but yes, a second unupgraded backflip. Yes, we'll buy the membership card for a little bit less than half my money. This means our money goes twice as far for the rest of the run. I like the idea of a second Tools the Trade. I even like the idea of the Panache. If we play 5 cards in one turn, deal 10 damage to all enemies. That actually seems quite powerful, all things considered. Really good way to deal with Reptomancer daggers, for example. Definitely going to remove a strike here. Already got Gremlin Horn for Repto Daggers. Already got Dagger Spray, I suppose. So I guess it's a question of, do I value second tools to trade more? The answer is maybe. Actually, the answer is, I think I do. Like Donu Deka, they should be fine. Spear and Shield? Okay, let's go the tools. That's a nice Wraith form. I think I'm going to play that. Kind of scared of these nerds. This doesn't do any damage. Buys me a couple turns to just figure out what's going on here. Satisfying. Alright, good talk. Behold, there's our blocking game. With 2 backflips in the deck, with Mummified Hand, Birdface Turn, a freely upgraded footwork looks amazing here. Expertise would be good too if it weren't for the footwork, by the way. But definitely the footwork here. Definitely the footwork. I grab the Ruby Key now. That way I can upgrade cards from... Well, I only get 1 upgrade, huh? Oof. Tough act. Tough act, let's say. Centeneer. If this elite teamed up with the thieves from Act 2, would that make her a kleptomancer? Definitely want to play the Dagger Spray here. Definitely want to get both tools of the trade in play. I'd like to Deadly Poison Catalyst the Reptomancer herself. We'll use the Eviscerate to kill one of the daggers. Maybe I don't need the Dagger Spray then. Guess I don't need to actually play Concentrate yet. Let's see what the powers make free. Okay, just play the Dagger Spray, then the tools makes the Eviscerate free. Kill you. Draw cards. Yeah. Play this for strength on you. Poison you. Discard this, might as well. Or I can play this for 5 here. Let's discard. Here's our opportunity to burst the calculated gamble. I think I'm just going to regularly play it, though. Starting to do that first, though. More cards in hand, please. Weaken you. Ding ding. Okay, now Concentrate actually looking like a good card. Oh, man. Here we go. GG, Repto. There it is. Ice Cream says Energy Canal could be conserved between turns, and if I wanted to, I could take a Tactician Plus, which seems really, truly excessive. Let's find out. I mean, come on. How can I turn these things down together? I don't think I can. Yeah, is that even good? I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know if we're able to spend the energy the Tactician generates, but if we find an X-Cost card, we will be. These guys are mean. But I'll fight them. Because I got a turn 1 Wraith Form, so they can't touch me. Easy. Easy. Oh, it also makes the concentrate, like, way better, now that we have Ice Cream. Way better. Gamble these two. Perfect. Alright, excellent turn 1. We can get it down to a 1v1. This will be no problem. We are subject to awkward hands like this, though. Good job, Tingsha. Get 52 gold in the Captain's Boot thingy. Block on turn 3 here, as well as, holy moly, either a well-laid plans or a corpse explosion. Personally, this deck needs a well-laid plans. Big time. Big like. To allow us to retain at least 1 card, ideally 2. Although we're really lacking on the upgrade possibilities right now. But more cards in hand total means bigger calculated gambles, means we can get our burst to work with stuff. Best Loser says, Reflex only works if it gets discarded by a discard card? Correct. If you discard it simply at the end of your turn, that doesn't work. Does not work. Is this an upgrade all sort of deck? Yeah. Yeah, it is, actually. This is certainly that. So we'll hope for that here, maybe. I'm gonna go this way currently. May go to the shop, may go to the second event. Gotta take the blue key here to go to Act 4. And just like that, full health. Survivor. Perfect block. Easy. Well, within acceptable parameters. Lizard Tail. If he would die, healed a half HP instead. Now we're a lot less interested in Mark of the Bloom, as that would negate our Lizard Tail. I will take one more backflip for more card draw and good block. I think I'll keep the current potions. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to an ancient spirit. You could pray for 50 gold or desecrate for 275 and a curse. We're right next to his store, and we have membership cards, so our gold is worth twice as much, essentially. This is over 500 gold of purchasing power. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. Take our 444 gold with membership card into the shop, where we'll find, oh, I don't know, another reflex? That seems nice. Also another catalyst, rather amusingly. Not going to go with two of them. One should be enough. Get rid of the curse. Could think about adding Toolbox here. Toolbox lets us choose a colorless card to add on turn one. Don't much like the Peace Pipe. We have really good upgrades. Like, I want to upgrade Well-Laid Plans and Burst, so toking twice instead doesn't seem that good. Deep Breath is kind of interesting. Alright, we'll buy the Toolbox, keep the rest of the money for Act 4. I could also buy Thread Needle for 158 gold. That's a lot of our money for 4 block per turn. Don't think that's quite what we want. Give me money. I want the money. Do, do, do. You dare. The deck just keeps on going, huh? Good. Should play that at the end. This deck has gotten very silly. Would I consider magnetism here for extra discard fodder? Don't think so. Because ultimately, many of those cards have... If we discard the cards, you have to draw them again. Which is not what I'm looking to do. Somehow I gained energy through all of that. That doesn't make any sense. 16 plus 17, not a kill. So if I want the hand agreed, I just gotta retain it. Make some cash. Alright, Piercing Whale. Definitely tempting. That could help a lot against Time Eater, actually. Or the Heart. Just one time stuff. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah, Choke actually unironically decent here. I didn't even consider that. It's a funny thought. Choke being decent. What are the odds? I see. I made a mistake? I sure have. Yeah, I can't get through the block now. Funny. Knew I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Give me your curse. Something tells me it won't matter much. This has been a remarkable run overall. The parasite cannot curse more than once per fight. You can, however, fight multiple parasites and have each of them curse you once. That maneuver with Ice Cream theoretically useful, but we don't have a way to spend all the energy, so it's not valuable. I don't think Blade Dance is any good either here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is upgrade Burst first, and then probably Well-Laid Plans next act. Though I'd also like to consider upgrading Catalyst, maybe. Metamorphosis. Let's give me the Vulnerable Apply here. The Reflex or the Tactician? I think the Reflex. Can use the Piercing Wail to substantially reduce the damage we take this turn. Gamble all that. Like my footwork, please. Acceptable parameters. Take 9 here. Nothing we can't recover. Going for Donu first here, as Donu buffs the strength of both of the bosses, whereas Deka, the more pointed shape brother, gives them both a block. Double Catalyst, that nerd. 24 poison. Show them who the boss is. Dead next turn, huh? Generally speaking, once you manage to kill either of them, this fight's mostly over. Have a beer. Double acrobatics? Sure. GG. GG. All right, next up is the Time Eater. We've been waiting for this fellow to show up. Time Eater's a bit of a problem for us. I'll actually take a Chrysalis here. This Time Eater automatically ends our turn whenever we play 12 cards. That's tough. That's tough. Our best answer to this fight is the poison. So we will want to make use of it. We also want to get rid of the cards that we don't want to draw over and over again. These agonies have to go, because I cannot allow them to be duplicated endlessly here. Chrysalis put into the draw pile. Bullet time, escape plan, and yes, a bouncing flask. Glad to see it. Give me 2 more cards. Perfect. Played exactly 12 cards on turn 1, which could be a good thing. Oh my goodness, okay. Let's just go right now, then. First. Bouncing Flask twice. Catalyst twice. 80 poisons, not actually game-ending for Time Eater, but does mean we'll get to go more or less straight to Phase 2 here, which is going to be a big deal. I want to use the Piercing Well yet. This is going to hurt. I still don't want to use it. Oof. No way I kill next turn, is there? I don't think so. Alright, fine. So, on this turn, Time Eater will heal to half and remove all of their debuffs, unfortunately. I cannot kill them before this occurs. So we'll have to start more or less from scratch here. 240 health Time Eater with 6 strength. It's not my favorite. That poison going. Best way to do this. Keep backflip. Oh boy. It's a free bullet time? That's so funny. I don't need the energy though. I have 12 base. We'll be okay. Should have thought about bursting there. Now burst. Burst the Bouncing Flask once more. And 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the burst. 6. Gotta burst the defend rather than the survivor, though. If I burst the survivor, I discard 2 cards. I'm left with a timer at 11. That would be disastrous. This is already potentially pretty bad. I can just burst the defend, or I can burst the gamble. No, it's not even worth it. Shoot. I think I just burst the defend. I mean, we're winning. We get to heal most of our health going into next act. So it's painful, but it is a victory, and a victory I will take. GG. Get him, Tingsha. GG. That's a lot of damage so far, Tingsha. 2 thump, 2 thump, 2 thump, a deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of all this ringing and dinging? Prepare your daggers, dealing 1941 damage. Certainly was a year. Missing a lot of health, but we can't rest. We'll have to heal with the bird-faced urn. Instead, let's get the well-laid plans upgraded, so that we can retain 2. And consider purchasing things here. Man, there's another well-laid plans. There's also a strange spoon. Interesting. Cards that exhaust when played instead discard half the time. Like the duplication potion, letting us play our next card twice. That's really good. What would we keep? Catalyst gets kept. Agonies get kept. Piercing Wail gets kept. That's it. Medium. Leg sweep's okay. We don't have a great weakness. I think the backflip is good. I think the smooth stone is good to make sure our block is sufficient here. Just 1 more block per block card could be a big deal. Do we need to keep the energy potion? I don't think so. Get rid of this. I don't mind losing 3 max health at this moment. And I can do backflip and leg sweep. That seems pretty reasonable. So, 35 cards in this deck. We have so much card draw, though. 4 backflips. It's barely going to feel like that. 2 pretty good potions here. I'm thinking duplication potion to maybe even triple catalyst in the heart fight. And this speed potion can give us a lot of block on 1 turn. Although I wish we found a way to keep it with artifact or something. Oh yeah, we'll definitely be doing another Spire run after this, for surezies here. Go Discovery turn 1. The dramatic entrance for a little bit of damage to both of them is fine. Discovery can be anything. It's quite potent for that reason. Sneaky Strike. Focus my damage on the spear? Nah, we need to focus damage on the shield first. Shield hits on turn 3 for big damage. I'd like to be able to prevent that, maybe. But we need to put the artifact removal on Spire Spear for Caltrops. Or for Piercing Wail reasons. Alright, 1,000 cuts is acceptable here. So do I play the Eviscerate? I do. This here. Here. Next turn could be really bad. We're only going to get 3 cards into our hand. If I don't draw the Piercing Wail, we're going to take all of our health in damage. This could be a time for Dupe Pot Backflip, actually. The amount of savings could be huge for 2 more cards. Yeah, because we need some good draws here. I'm gonna do this. Oh, we did get the Piercing Whale in the top 2, but we also drew the Acrobatics. Even better. Here we go. Let's just gamble now. Burst Backflip, Burst Survivor, discard Reflex, Tactician Plus. No, if I burst Backflip, I don't... Oh, I could burst a Prepared, rather. There we go. Well, we certainly popped off from using that one Dupe Pot. Good. Like soup for next turn, yeah. Good. Even Tingsha knows what's up. Spire Spear is not attacking me next turn. Get him. Guess you could say, Lockjaw Jones, that fight was saved by the bell. Bronze Scales before the heart, classic, giving us 3 thorns to hit back for 3 damage per attack. We're actually back up to full HP after that fight. I think our odds in the last battle here are pretty good. Oh, good catch, Slew. We're actually at, we must be 1-1. The streak command wasn't updated after we won with Clad. Definitely an oversight there. I do have to say, I regret not... Ooh. Bomb's not bad either, actually. With the poison, we should be good damage-wise. Interesting. Really happy to see another Tools the Trade here. We'll have 3 tools for this fight. Tingsha's also going to be a substantial damage output, which is really exciting. Aha. Perfect. So we start with 2 tools in play, a ton of damage on heart. Some poison and 4 turns a weaken. That's a pretty good start. That's about as good as we could have expected, actually. And that's right, in case of emergency, the Lizard Tail is here. I think our odds are very good. I also have 8 energy this turn now. How exciting. I can burst Lake Sweep this turn for my own survival's sake. This might be the turn for the Speed Potion. Try to mitigate a lot of this additional damage we're going to take. See if I can find a backflip. The answer is no, I can't. So it'd be burst, leg sweep, defend. We get 5 instances of block? Sure, that's good enough. Not too bad. Get Captain's Wheel to help out on this turn. Guess I'm not going to use the Piercing Whale. I'm going to save that Piercing Whale for later, actually. Considering how little I'm taking already. Let's get rid of these agonies. Take 16 and get rid of all this stuff. That's looking really good. We've already drawn through every card in the deck. Piercing Whale is back into our hand now. Oh, I gotta discard 3. Jeez. Use the gamble for now. Wish we had tough bandages? Yeah, me too. Definitely me too. Keep the Piercing Whale for the multi-hit. Might as well play this Dagger Spray. Sure, I won't need the energy. Don't need this Sneaky Strike. We do want Sucker Punch for artifact removal. Cool, I can go Leg Sweep, Sucker Punch, Piercing Whale here. Or even just block more traditionally. Looks like we'll want to do that next turn, though. So save Leg Sweep for next turn? No, I need it for the artifact removal. There's Catalyst. And all the good stuff. Okay, first next turn, that's actually almost perfect. Actually, no, let's draw it now. We can Piercing Whale. Prepared. Burst, double deadly, double catalyst. 80 poison. Not too bad. So much card draw off these backflips. That's way too much. Alright, can't even do any more damage this turn. It's usually a good sign. GG, Mr. Hart. The risk I took was calculated, and it sure paid off. GG. GG. Hey there, if you enjoyed that video, watch this one next. And before you go, join us on Twitch and watch live. I'm there 5 days a week playing Slay the Spire, answering questions, and chilling with the community. Click the link in the description to follow right now. Ta-ta for now.